Hello guys, welcome back. In today's Microsoft Excel VBA video, we are going to see the two different types of loops in Microsoft Excel, and these are known as the do while and the do until loops. So first of all, the question arises is what is the difference between the do while and the do until loops? The do while loop, as the name suggests, is used to execute or keep on iterating while the condition is true. On the other hand, the do until loop does the same thing, that is, it iterates through the given value until the condition is true. So this is the main difference, that is, it is used to do while the condition is true and until the condition is true. Okay, but what is the difference is how we write these loops, how the syntax of the loops goes. So this is the main thing that you need to understand, and for this purpose we are going to use examples. Okay, so first of all, let us look at the example of the do while loop. Now to look at the example, we have something that we have a small task that we need to do. This is sheet 6 and we have some numbers over here like 50, 67, 54 and all these random numbers is what I have written over here. And in the cells just in front of them, what I need to do is write the value by adding 50 to it, which means if 50 is written, I want 100 to be present over here. If 67 is written, I want to add 50. If 54 is written, I want to add 50, and so on. This is what I want to do. So a simple approach is using a do while loop. Okay, so let's see that how can we work with it. Let us just clear all these piece of code. This was from a previous video in which we learned about the for each loop. So let's write this do while loop. So first of all, for this purpose, what I am going to do is declare an integer like dim I as integer. Okay, and then I'm going to initialize I as 1. Okay, so that is a simple step, you all must have understood it. Then let us begin the do while loop. So write do, put a space, while. This is how you write a do while loop, and then you need to provide with a condition. Okay, so let us just provide it with a condition. The condition is you have to do it while the value of cells at I comma 1, that is, the row index must change. It could change, but the column index is going to be 1, that is at the A column, and the different row index we have values till 8, so it's going to be executing till 8 dot value. To write dot value, and then you have to open and close the angular brackets, and then you need to write the double quotes, which means that you have to execute while there is some kind of value present in these cells, which means up till 8, and whenever there is no value present or the value is null, that is in A9, you have to stop the execution. So that is the condition you need to give to the do while loop. Okay, and then as in the for loop and the for each next loop, what we do was write the keyword next to make sure that VB understands this as the end of the statement. So over here what we are going to write is a keyword known as loop, do while, and when we write the keyword loop, then VB understands that yes, this is the ending body of the loop, and whatever statements we write in between is going to be the body of the loop, which is going to be executed again and again and again. Okay, so here in the column 2, that is in the column B, we want to show something. So first of all, we need to refer to that particular column, that is through I comma 2. This is how we are going to refer to that column. Dot value, what is its value going to be? Its value is going to be nothing but whatever the value of the cells I comma 1, and we have to increment 50 in it. So let's just write here cells I comma 1, whatever is the value of the cells in the column A, we have to write that same thing, but we have to add 50 to it, and then we have to show it in the column B. Now what we need to do is increment the value of I by 1 so that it executes like A1, A2 and goes to the next statement. Okay, so I equals I plus 1, and that is it. That's how you are going to just work with the loop. So let us understand its working by using this step into function F8. Right now the value of I is 1, so what would it do is just write 50 plus 50, that's 100, and then it would increment the value of I. Then it executes the loop statement, which means it goes to the next iteration. In the next iteration, it again checks for the value. The value is present in A2, so it would execute it like this. Again goes to loop, again checks for value, again executes the statements again. It's going to work in this way. Okay, so let's just go to here. Now after the loop, it goes to the first statement and realizes that there is no value present. So this is the statement where the execution goes or the control goes, and it realizes that there is no statement. So it does not execute the statements inside the loop and comes out of the loop, that is at the end sub statement, and that is it. That's how the do while loop works. That is, it works while the condition is true, and that's actually the main thing. That is, while the condition was true, it was executed. Okay, now this was the working of the do while loop. Let us look at the working of do until loop as well. Okay, so let's just create a new sheet for this, and let's clear up this piece of code, or just comment it. We can also comment it. Go to edit, comment block. This was do while loop, and let's now look at an example of do until loop. What we have is we have to do something with the value. Like suppose we just declare a variable like dim a as integer, and we need to provide the value of integer a as 1, and we have to execute some piece of statement until the value of a is equals to 5. Okay, so we have to first write the do until loop, do until, and then we need to provide the condition. So the condition is until the value of a is greater than or equals to 5. Okay, actually the value of a is less than equals to 5 until we have to execute this thing. Okay, we have to execute some of the statements. Now what statement is it going to be? The statement is we have to actually just show the value of a in the cell. So let's just write it. Cells a comma 1 is going to be holding nothing but the value of a, and we have to end this do until loop with something called as loop. As in the do while loop itself, the do until loop also stops its execution when it encounters this statement written as loop. Okay, so with this statement, what would happen is until the value of a is 5, we would get the values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the columns a1 till a5. But for that purpose, we need to increment the value of a as well. So let's just do this. A equals to a plus 1. As soon as a writes the value, then its value must increment. So let's just use this step into function. Okay, so it didn't execute it at all. The reason being, we have got this thing. The value of a is less than equals to 5, which is the right condition. The value of a is 1, but it is less than 5, so it must execute. But this is the important thing that you need to know. In the do until loop, you do not provide the condition for execution, you provide the condition for termination. That is what happens when or at what condition you want to terminate the loop. So whenever the value of a is greater than 5, I want to just stop the execution of this loop. So let's just provide the termination condition, that is a greater than 5, and this is what is going to execute our do until loop. So let's just run it. And you can see 1 till 5 is what we have got, and that's exactly what we wanted. So this is one most important thing, that in the do until loop, you do not write the execution condition, you write the termination condition. So that's all for the loops that you need to know. With this, we have completely wrapped up our topic of loops. We have read about the types of loops, what is their usage, and what is the different syntaxes where we are going to use the different types of loops. And that's all for the video. Thanks for watching.